You know what it is? It's your boy MarkN, MUFC fan, and it's the daily update. It's the match preview. Bournemouth FC versus Manchester United. Guys, what are you waiting for? Get in the comments, smash those likes, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Hit the notification bell so you can see whenever we're live. And those of you on X, hit a retweet, smash a like. You know what it is. It's the time. Let's get in and talk into the nitty gritties. Let's explore one or two talking points that the manager was talking about, little news about the squad, and let's get into the predictions of what people think might be the squad for the match day against Bournemouth. Guys, big up to all of you joining. Don't forget to smash a like and subscribe. I've got some few guests coming in. Hopefully they're here soon. But you know what it is. Let's get into the show. And big up to all of those joining us. Let's get right into some of the most pressing issues and the talking points. Because as you know, the manager had the press conference today. I don't know if anyone was able to get in and get part of the show. Of course, we got players left. Yali might not be some of the one starters that we all would like to see, but we got some guys there in the squad that probably gonna fill up the gaps. Some youngsters mostly, and you know what? Like in all honesty, Yali, it's a change that may be forced upon us, but something that we really needed. You know what I mean? Like we've been much of the same old for the last couple of seasons, so I feel like this is a positive change, regardless of the situation. It looks bleak, but you know, it's a rebuild, guys. We need to break it down before we could build it up. And it's going to be a tough ride and a bumpy ride at that. So it's one of those things. And I guess this season could be described as that bumpy ride. So, might as well, discovering a center back like Willie Kwambala, his performances kind of show why we have probably loosened our interest on Todibo. But let's just get into the bigger talking point is the lack of a DOF, the fact that we just got rid. Big up to you, mental ball game. What's going on, bro? If you want to come in, you can come in anytime. Let's just talk about this really quickly. As those of you who missed the press conference, Eric Ten Hag emphasized the need to replace Man United football director John Murtaugh. Manchester United boss says he will miss the support of the departed footballing director John Murtaugh and has emphasized the importance in replacing him. United on Tuesday announced Murtaugh was stepping down from the post, having spent almost 11 years at the club in a variety of roles. The Red Devils, with the Ineos now in control, the trawlers, of football operations after Sir Jim Ratcliffe became a minority owner in February, are looking to bring in Newcastle sporting director Dan Ashworth and the Southampton director of football Jason Wilcox. Asked about Murtaugh leaving at a press conference ahead of Saturday's trip to Bournemouth, Ten Hag said, "You mentioned the new season. It is very important. The new ownership is working on this, and we have to replace this function to go on into the new season. For the moment, of course, I miss his support, but he moved on. There has been choices made. We work very good together. So I say thank you, John, and I wish him all the best for the future. Also, I work with the new ownership very good and closely together, and that will not change. It doesn't have an impact on the way I can work here. Conditions were perfect and still are perfect. So I am happy with that, but we want to set the right conditions to be successful. Having finished third in the Premier League in his Ten Hag's first season in the job last term, United, with 7 games to go of the campaign, are currently 6, 11 points behind 4th place Tottenham, as well as 5th place Aston Villa. They've only won one of their last 6 league matches and none of the last 3, despite having led in each of them. Ten Hag said dropping points from winning position, of course, it is frustrating for me and the team as well. The most important part is we get it, to put yourself in a winning position. It was not luck. We did it out of a plan. But then you have to bring the win over the line. And in such moments, we should act better. It's not about organization. It has to do with individuals, tactical mistakes, sometimes technical. It was not out of overplay, but we have to manage such situations better. United last meeting with Bournemouth saw them beaten 3-0 by Andoni Iraola's Cherries at Old Trafford in December. And Ten Hag said it was after a very good performance against Chelsea in the week, and we were mentally not ready for the game. They battled us and we lost the battles. Tomorrow will not be different. That is the way they play. They want to fight with you. So it's about making sure you go into that fight, have the belief, and you need this to support each other to win the battles, to outplay them and to outrun them. That is what we want to do. United are assessing Marcus Rashford after the forward came off with an issue in the 2-2 draw with Liverpool last weekend, and midfielder Scott McTominay is an absentee for the game. United have been hit by considerable injuries problems this season, particularly in defense. They currently have Rafael Varane, Johnny Evans, Lissandro Martinez, Victor Lindelof, Luke Shaw, and Terrell Malacia all on the sideline. Ten Hag said it's very difficult. Everyone who has a little bit of football knowledge, they know it will affect your results and performance. The back four is always a foundation to get the results, and we didn't have that. But then still, we have to win, and we know that. Others have to take responsibility, but when you oversee it, you also know that it's a negative impact. Guys, what are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on the manager's statements? I think I kind of agree with the manager. I look at the situation and I feel like this is one of those things where, not much could be done about it. And, yes, he tried to change things and yes, he tried to adjust. But, with the difference in players that kept getting injured and keep making himself unavailable for selections due to whatever issue it was, there's only so many adjustments you can make. So in a way, I feel like the manager needs some time, guys. I feel like it's not one of those big, humongous, gigantic issues. As the article said, we finished third. We won a cup last season, playing in 2 cup finals. We're possibly going to play in a cup final this season. And so far we're in sixth. But football is funny. If United win the next 7 games, and Liverpool, let's just say, Tottenham loses the next 4 games, we could be ahead of them in points. So it's one of those things, guys. Big up to you, Yali, coming back in. That Kwambala was good. Should be no surprise. He was the best when he arrived at the club, along with Garnacho, Mainu, Hansen. Injury held him back a little. Big up for that. Big up to you, bro. And Mental is coming in. He does need to be given another season. 100%. I think any fan, when you look at all the different issues, not just off the field, but on the field as well, you can see that there has definitely been an impact from the sidelines and the noise around and the different sagas going on with the transfer and the takeover and, the stuff with Mason Greenwood and Anthony, Jadon Sancho. There were so many different things, guys. So it's one of those things for me where I just put it up like it's just difficult. Thankfully, we haven't dropped out of Europe entirely. Thankfully, we've maintained sort of a decent distance all season, that kept us in a shot that we could have gotten top four in the end. But you know what? It just wasn't to be, maybe. Yo, this is what I'm mad about, bro. England are not getting fifth place for now. So we should have been able to finish fourth. Don't think we can do that. Both Spurs and Villas won't drop off. Yeah, bro. Spurs play Arsenal, Man City, and then they play Chelsea as well as Liverpool in the next 4 games. And it's the same thing for Aston Villa. Do you actually think that they're going to win those 4 games? Even if they were to draw those games, if we win the next 5, we will be ahead of them in points. It's one of those things. I'm just saying. 5 is 15 and 4 is 4. We'll be tied with points with them, to be fair. Because they're 11 points ahead and we would have gained 15. So it's one of those things where, if we could do the business and maybe they lose 1 or 2 of those fixtures, even if they get a draw, we could possibly get in. I'm not celebrating that Liverpool off because that probably also we needed the 5th point. But you know what, guys? It might be weird, but Liverpool might just come back and win the next game against them away. You know what I mean? You never know. He might just, say, depending on the results this weekend in the return leg, he can go super strong. At the same time, at least if West Ham could make a comeback and win, we get some points because West Ham is playing Leverkusen. If somehow West Ham could come out and try to win the game in some way, shape, or form, maybe get a result, might bode well for the squad. They have to score at least four to win, so hopefully they score the 4 goals. Also, I'm gonna say this now: Arsenal is gonna beat Bayern. I'm changing my tune, but Real Madrid is gonna smash Man City. So we're still going to get the points that we need to get fifth place. I'm going to bring in two of my guests today. I would like to welcome to you Vegeta in the building. And I have to bring in my brother in arms. He's always here with me. The dynamic duo settings. Big up to you, my bro. How you doing today, Drex? I'll let
Yo, what you
Vegeta
saying?
run his agenda first because you know what?
I
And
ain't got
then
no agenda.
big up. Vegeta, what's good, bro?
Vegeta, what you saying, bro?
Can't hear him, bro. Can you?
Vegeta, are you here? Bro, we can't hear you. We cannot hear you, bro. Yeah, that beats big up yourself,
All right,
Vegeta, while
well,
you
I'll let
fix
him
off
fix that.
yeah,
Drex,
yeah,
what are
yeah.
your
But,
thoughts, bro? Like, let me just run through this article really quickly, and then you by that time Vegeta just fix that, and then you could both react to what I was saying in both articles because there's a lot to unpack. To be fair, a lot, quite a lot. Right. So let me
We
just
cannot. I know you're saying something. We cannot hear you. All I hear, I think,
keep me drop back out and come back in, bro.
yeah, just move. Yeah, that's it. Mental ball. What camera do you use? Mental ball. It's a low budget one though, but it's the Logitech. It's the Logitech. I think the Logitech 4K. It's the Logitech 4K. I think that's what I'm using. The 1080p. It's the highest def 4K. Let me just put it that way. It's the 4K one. Looking to get the 8K one, but man, for now I'm just gonna make do with this one. But you,
4K, bang.
yeah, you're the one that always actually. This is like the third time you're actually making note of mine. Maybe it's the lighting as well, though, because
Probably.
yeah,
Well,
maybe.
I'm just using my laptop camera, so
Oh,
big up
your
to that.
that's because I actually wanted to ask what camera because your camera is sharp and you're using the Mac, right?
The Mac
Yeah,
Pro M1
yeah. So
series.
yeah, it's
But
sharp, man. It's
to be
sharp. My
fair, bro,
Mac
I
is
never really
old.
used the camera until like recently when I started streaming. So maybe that is
Oh
why.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
I never really use
yeah,
it. So it just working real good. At
yeah.
the same time,
Going back to this article. Go ahead.
I'm gonna
Say
just
what you're
jump
gonna
into this article real quick because I wanted to talk about this before we get into the predictions and what we possibly think will be the outcome. So Manchester United promote Jack Kingdom first team training amid defensive crisis to set the senior team. Now, this youngster, guys, I ain't gonna say too much. I'll just read the article first. As a positive side effect, so many injuries Manchester United this season has been an introduction of academy players into the first team. Kobe Mainoo is a bona fide international now, while Willie Kwambala also looks to have taken his chance with both hands. A third prospect could follow the duo very soon. If recent reports are to be believed, that United have promoted Jack Kingdom to first team training ahead of the Bournemouth game. United are short of defensive options. After Rafael Varane and Johnny Evans got injured, as well as leaving Harry Maguire and Willie Kwambala as only natural defensive options. Therefore, Kingdom is in line at least to make a first team squad versus Bournemouth, if not the starting 11. Kingdom is a highly rated prospect who has captained the under 18s on occasion this season, as they are on course to finish as league champions. Standing at 6'1", he has a history as a sprinter, so he combines a good size with great pace, a necessity in Eric Ten Hag's system, where defenders are forced to defend transitions and go one-on-one. He shot to prominence when he played a game for Morecambe under 18s while being less than 14, prompting United to splash a six-figure sum for him at that time. He's not yet an established member of the under 21s, but that never stopped Kobe Mainoo or Alejandro Garnacho from making the step up. Kingdoms joins Shea Lacey in a string of academy stars benefiting from the Sterling League season at the level to leverage those performances to get to the first team experience. He would hope to at least get some minutes on the pitch late on if United are winning comfortably and are looking for bodies to back the defend a late lead. Kwambala already looks to have saved United millions in the market with his rise, and Kingdom could add to that with a good end to the season. Guys, what are your thoughts on that? I see Vegeta is back. Big up to you, bro. I'll let Drex go first and I'll let you come in.
Okay. Reading that right, just have one concern. I just have one concern, and a lot of people might disagree. Is will the new board, the new structure, will they allow this progression once their structure fully kicks on? Because right now it feels like we're getting all of these youth in the first team, training with the first team, have some played matches and here and not there, right? It feels like it's because it's all down to the injuries. Now, which one we could say, on the one hand, we could say it's a blessing in disguise because the youths have actually come in, they've played a role, not just in the likes of Ganacho and Kobe, also in the likes of Willie Kwambala. We saw Dango do a bit before he left. I'd like, for me, I know a lot of people have been crying wolf when it comes to Ahmad and the likes, right? But yeah, we saw Forcing as well. So I think Forcing is on the list of it. So my thing is, will they take it uh a notch higher? Because it's a good thing having another what, a captain of the under 18 kingdom. You have Willie Kwambala who was impressive as well. I read a report saying of the three between what's his name, Kwambala, Genasho, and Mainu, Kwambala was actually the one that cut the eyes, right, during his time at the undergrad, right? So I feel like, yeah, the thing that they're beginning to look inside the youth setup, inside the academy, right? But that's before this new regime is about to take full effect. So that's my concern. So maybe Yao Mamin is coming saying the new structure main focus is the youth team and getting players promoted through. I just hope, Mark, don't worry about that. I'll set up something later. I just hope that it is the case, because honestly, I'm just airing my concern because this is what I've been thinking about since I've been reading a couple of articles recently about the youth and how. So that's how I stumbled across the Kwambala one. I'm like, yo, I just hope that this system or this structure would kick on, right? And yeah, mommy, you might be 100% have a better insight than myself. Let me put it that way. And yeah, coming to actually address the concern of mine, it's something I like and appreciate. But we just have to hope and say that what we are all envisaging is actually the truth. Because for me, it would be a nice thing. It will save you a couple of.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. It will save you a couple of hundreds. If you save you a couple of pounds, where if you actually develop these guys, look for example, what's his name, Kobe Menu. If we were to get Kobe Menu from the likes of Benfica or what's not, right? You already know it's any. If you don't have your 70 million, please don't knock on our door. That would be an insult. If you don't for the likes of Kwambala right now, right? I know he's still young. He hasn't played a lot of games. But if you want to get him from a rival club, right, bro? If you don't have your 30 m's, don't knock. Don't knock on the door. Don't even dial the phone. I'm saying 30 m's because I'm seeing the amount of games he's played, right? So if you don't have your 30 m's, let's say he's playing for a friend side. If you don't have your 30 m's, 40 m's, please do not insult us by trying to dial our phone number and say it was a missed call. No, don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So these are the things I'm talking about that would actually that it can save you a lot of money if you want to go that way. And another thing I need to state right here is the fact that they need to trust, if you're going to be embarking on the youth journey, you need to trust whoever is going to be in charge of these guys. You need to trust it. So the idea of United fans wanting a quick fix, we have to put that at the back burner and just start rectifying whatever see. I keep telling people, right? A lot of people that want Tenag out, a lot of people that be complaining style of play. I keep telling them, bro, this thing that you're seeing right now, it's not just all on Ten Hag. Ten Hag has his own part to play, but this is pure 13 or 10 years minimum, 10 years of mismanagement and poor administrative process that has led us to this. You can't just keep doing things the same way and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity, right? So for me, for me, it's a very, very good thing. It's in our DNA. If you ask me what's the United DNA, I don't talk about the playing style. I talk about this one right here. how we promote youth, how we make sure youth is in our starting 11 for as much as we can, how we give them the progression. Not all of them are going to come true. I know a lot of people have been angry about the likes of Aaron Ansin and what's not, even back to Andre Gomez, Igba and the likes, right? Not everybody's going to progress to the first team. Not everybody's going to start. Not everybody's going to play for the first team. But this is what United is all about: progression from the youth sector, imbibing the youth into the first team, seeing the best of the best. Like, you want to tell me the class of '92, they had other players right there that didn't make the cut, but the likes of Giggs, Scholes, Beckham, Gary Neville and his brother, right, Phil, they made the cut, right? Where they, so it's there were people back then that didn't make the cut, and right, fans back then, but we were, upset and the rest, right? So it is what Nicky bought. It is what it is, right? Players would come through the academy, not all will make it. But my thing is, we have to. If you ask me what's United's DNA, I'm not going to be talking about the play. I know the playing style, attacking football is one, but this is it for me. This is where, when we can actually get good crop of players come from the academy and make a mark in the first team and put themselves on the world stage. That's me. That's me. Yeah, I made mention of Bot, man. I made mention of Nicky Bot. Yeah, I made mention of Bot. I almost forgot, but for some, maybe you were talking Nicky Bot and the spirit just whispered into my ears and said, "Say Nicky Bot, please." Yeah, I made mention of Nicky Bot. So it's one of those things, bro. It's one of those things that we just have to and hope that it continues, because year in year out we saw it with Raf Ragnick, where he brought Elanga on. We saw Ole giving the chance to Greenwood. We saw, even people say Mourinho wasn't that great, but he gave McTominay his time as well. Let's not forget
True,
about that. He gave
true.
McTominay his time. So it's a thing that we've been doing. Even when the Van Gaal gave
Rashford
Rashford his time. It was
and
supposed to be this.
Pereira.
It was supposed to be this young boy that got injured. I can't remember his name. I think Wilson or something like that. Wilson was ahead of Rashford, but he got injured, so Rashford had to step up. So we've been giving players their time. I think the only person that didn't have enough time to give youth some, even he did. I'm not going to say he did. Januzaj.
True,
Moise gave, so if you look down, go back down memory lane, you actually see there's a progression. There's a progression. Might not be a lot, one, two, three. There's a progression. It just happens that, like I said earlier, it just happened that at the moment, injury is actually making way for us to actually see some of these players. Because take, for example, Varane, Lindelof weren't that injured. We wouldn't have had the opportunity to see Willie Kwambala do what he did against Liverpool the other day. We wouldn't have had the opportunity. You
true.
understand? So we, on the one hand, injuries suck, but on the other hand, we've been able to see what we've been brewing in the backstage in terms of the academy. We've been able to see it on the pitch, and I would just say kudos to the situation. It's not a pleasant one, but wherever there's a downcast, there's a lifting up. So that's how I see it, bro. That's how I see it.
100%. Vegeta, bro, what going on?
I think he's still circling. I
No, I
don't
can't
think
hear him. I was hearing him just now, bro, loud and
we
clear.
yeah, we heard him. I heard him too. So yeah, big up yourself, Danny B. How you hope you're doing good. Yeah, United is, yeah, mommy coming in. Sorry, guy. United is maybe the only team that has always had a youth on the, bro. Yeah, you, if we could take that, yeah, you could actually take that to the court of line. You might even win the case. So it is. It's just, I like the way we progress them, but what I don't like about the thing is we want all youths coming through to start. I don't like the way fans cry about that. No, I don't like it. I like the fact that, okay, we give youths their time, but we got to trust whoever is in charge, bro. I know some people don't trust him, but we've got to trust whoever is in charge. We saw last season where he from that, it was it the League Cup final where he had his arm around, okay, let me change it, guys. Big up yourself, GBG, where he had his arm around Maino, right? A lot of us were like, hope we see Maino this season. A lot of us were like, hope we see him. And lo and behold, the manager took him for preseason, and he was supposed to be, build the team around Maino. And unfortunately, Maino got the injury, and we were like, oh damn, what are we going to do about this now, right? But we've seen Maino. We all, I can't even talk about Maino. I just tend to reserve so much comment about the kid, because guess what? He's only 18. and he still has way more developments to get under his belt, right? But he's already playing like an established player. So when you see someone like that in the youth setup in the academy, you want to quickly nurture them, right? And again, don't get me wrong, a lot of questions will be asked. People will ask, why didn't he give X? Why didn't he give Y the chance? But bro, it's not you and I's place to actually decide what's going behind the scene, right? It's just what we have, we appreciate it. I know a lot of us have been crying, even myself. I'm not one of them to say give Ahmad a chance, but it's come to the point where I'm like, you know what, Ahmad wouldn't do worse than what a lot of the folks are doing. But it's sad that Ahmad plays off the right. He can't really play off the left, if you ask me, to be honest with you. He can't really play off the left. So, and it's the right. You already know Rashford is going to occupy the left because haven't you noticed for in this club, everybody we brought to play the left wing finds themselves playing the right wing, even when they don't like it. It's a pattern. It's not just under Ten Hag. Everybody we've brought into this club that we know can play off the right wing, they end up playing the right. The left wing. They end up playing off the right, or they shock them in the middle because we have to create a spot for Marcus Rashford so he doesn't lose his importance in the team. Take Marcus Rashford, put him on the right. It's not as effective as people claim to be. But for me, he's more effective on the right, but he doesn't want to stay there. He wants to be on the left, do his thing, cut and shoot. But for me, most of Marcus Rashford's influence this season has been when he's playing on the right. Those few times he's played on the right because he doesn't have
100.
to cut in. He just have to raise up his head, beat his man, and put in the cross. But when he's playing up the left, he wants to be the hero. He wants to cut in. That's how I see
Facts.
it. That's
I
how I see
mean,
it. I'm not dissing on him. That's how I see it. It's just me. I
man,
stand
but at the
corrected.
same time, we everybody know that. I feel like fans who they pretend not to know that, but like we get into, they have a prediction for what they think might be the starting 11 for United. So
Yeah.
I wanted to go through that. In the meantime, Vegeta, he says switching devices, so he should be back in a few seconds. But let's check out what the stat masters and then believe that might be the predicted 11. So Manchester United's Marcus Rashford faces a late fitness test after being forced off versus Liverpool last weekend. In other team news, the knee injury will keep Scott McTominay out, while defenders Rafael Varane and Johnny Evans remain absent. United go into the game having won 4 of their last 5 Premier League visits to Bournemouth, including a 1-0 victory last season. The Reds will be looking for revenge after a 3-0 defeat to the Bournemouth at Old Trafford in December. This means that the Cherries could achieve their first league double over United. However, Eric Ten Hag's side have failed to win any of their past 3 Premier League games away, and drawing one and losing two. Furthermore, United have dropped 15 points from winning positions this season, their most in a single Premier League campaign. Andre Onana is predicted to start between the sticks. Diogo Dalot is set to make his 100th Premier League appearance, becoming the fourth Portuguese player to reach that milestone for the club after Bruno Fernandes, Nani, and Cristiano Ronaldo. The other fullback will be Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who will be playing probably off the left. At centre back, we don't have many options, so there'll be Harry Maguire and Willie Kwambala. The midfield will consist of Casemiro, Kobe Mainu, and Bruno. That said, I wouldn't be against dropping Casemiro and starting Mason Mount. I think Jarvis wrote this article, because it sounds just like Jarvis yesterday, so that we can start to build
Or,
on
or,
something.
or, or maybe whoever wrote this article actually watched the MUFC Raiders TV yesterday.
Probably watched Jarvis yesterday as well. I don't think the Brazilian will be at Old Trafford next season, and his performances of late are nothing short of worrying. That sounds just like what Jarvis said, to be fair. The forward line will consist of Alejandro Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund, and Anthony. I don't see any point in rushing Marcus Rashford back into the team. We've got a Brazilian winger trying to make a name for himself. That sounds exactly like what Jarvis said.
I'd
Big
say
up.
I won't be surprised if somebody actually is like the writer for this One Football, big up One Football. It's actually one of us. When I say one of us, one of the viewers, right? So like these guys, they are like scout. These media house, they're like scouts. Send their journalists here or there to actually gather the news and get thoughts of what fans are actually thinking. So I won't be surprised. I won't be surprised if he's actually, it could be Danny B, it could be Al Mame, it could be Jarvis himself, it could be, could
Could
be
be Yali
anyone.
Malmin,
Yeah,
Statsman Rally.
yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt is Yali. But I was looking at all things considered so far. It's been one of those things. Onana has been solid since Afcon. In the
Oh
last
yes,
three
we have
games,
to. Yeah,
Anthony's
we have
probably
to.
been one of the brightest sparks in the team.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know, I would, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing Mount start. That's
No, but
just,
the
and
truth
you
is,
know me, bro.
I
You know
was
I
gonna
don't
say
like
that.
missing Mount.
I was
So
gonna say that, right? I still give him. I still give him that time because he's just got back from injury. I still slowly integrate him in. Now the game against Coventry City, which is next week, right? He has to start that one. He has to start at Wembley because why I'm saying this is Mount has, whether we like it or not, right? Mount has um, Mount has some experience when it comes to the cup games, like those big moments, Champions League, So he, for me, I'll just slowly integrate him. Maybe comes on in the second half, right? If we're still in the, if we take in the lead, fine. It just comes on second half and from the bench influence the game. Then against Coventry, you start him because yeah, you can't go wrong. We saw what he did against Crystal Palace in the FA. Is it the League Cup or the FA Cup? I'm mistaken now, right?
League
We saw
Cup.
what he did. So from the start, so yes, so that game itself at Wembley, if he can control that game, it helps him go into the next game. So for me, slowly integrate him like what the manager has been doing. Maybe move it up because I know the last game he played Chelsea, he played 15 minutes. Liverpool, not so much time. I think about 15, 15 minutes also. Then this game, I think move it up to like 20, 25 or 30. Then boom, Coventry, he has to start. Then maybe you might, yeah, we can hear you. Take him up at the
All
60th
right,
minute or 65th.
let me
Yeah.
hear Vegeta because we're waiting for him for the longest while, and now he's back, bro. Wait, what going on?
Every time he comes, Raja V, I don't
You could
understand what you mean by before going to play 90 minutes. Could you please?
it's just, yeah, that's weird though. That's super weird. Hold on.
No, it's just yeah, that's true. He's
That's
true.
super weird though. Yes, what going on there? Something going on funky with this setup, bro. Today.
I think yeah.
My bad, bro. My bad, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
All
yeah,
right, well,
mommy.
pump in the chat now, and I'll read your comments so that way you could probably give your
Yeah,
views on
yeah.
on what we was talking about
Vegeta,
earlier.
if you want, because I'm gonna do later on Diop Sport. I think myself and Tesh might do a preview or something like that. If you want, you could come on board with me.
You could
Yeah,
also do
let's
that
get
too, Vegeta. I'll send the
yeah.
link
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah. Also, man needs to be the one to take corner. Yeah. See when it comes to corner set piece, right? United have been lacking in that department for the longest of time, right? I know people say Bruno, Rashford could do, but bro, honestly, when have we actually looked at a free kick at the edge of the box and be like, okay, this is a guaranteed 65% is going to end in the back of the net? Not once, right? It's when we do score those free kick, we're like, oh, we did, and it's like one in what one. The statistics are like, oh, bro, one in maybe 100. I don't know. I'm just maybe over exaggerating, but we need someone that's actually good on the set piece. So when the scouting, whoever is the scout, the network, whatever, they should actually when they are getting us players, right? When they are trying to scout players, they should put this into consideration because sometimes there are these free kicks where like it's if it's a direct one, there's a high chance it would end at the back of the net. If imagine Ward Prowse having the ball placed in maybe the edge of the 18-yard or maybe like 5 yards away from the edge of the 18-yard box, you know he's deadly. You know that if he tries to go direct, there's a high chance that it could end up at the back of the net, right? So because of that, because they know the players are actually the opponent set themselves up in a way that okay, if we have to put the wall, we have to put the wall with the tall guys, and so that in itself affects how they set up their wall and how they set up their defensive shape when they want to take the free kick, which in turn can create another outlet, right? So I'm just saying, but for United, they know nobody can hit the dead ball. They know. a lot of opponents know that United don't have a specialist, right? So for me, that's why when we're being linked to Olise, I'm like, the only reason why I would take Olise is the fact that he could actually hit them. No, I'm telling you why. I know you're strooping, right? But I'm telling you the only reason. I never said I would take him. I said the only reason I would take Olise is because he can hit the dead ball, right? So that's my take. But when you come, going back to Yao Mami's comment saying, yeah, we need Mount for the corners and all of that, right? I 100% agree with you. At least we have the likes of Hoyland who
I could
could
ask
head.
man a question. How much free kicks Bruno score in 2020?
Bro, that's like what, 4 years ago, or
How
if
much
I'm
he
not
score in
mistaken.
21?
I don't have the statistics. I don't
Okay.
have
All
that.
I'm saying is this, right?
No, but I'm saying in recent time. But Mark, don't make it. But in recent time, in the past 2 years, how many free kicks have we? Not even Bruno. No, I'm not. I'm not calling
Drop
names.
the link,
How many?
Vegeta, is no problem, bro.
How many? How many free kicks have we as a team? Take Bruno. Bruno is part. When we say Bruno, right? People should not be looking at Bruno is part of the team. So I'm not penning it on any player. I'm saying as a team.
No, but yeah, but listen. The reason why I say we, is I wouldn't take a player just for that because I just feel like currently in the squad we have some players who probably haven't been tried at free kicks. So maybe it might be something that going and change this season.
Mental ball, whatever you're having this morning, that tea, please keep that, put that tea away. You say we need specialist sub in football. They'll bring Ericsson on, taking the set piece and sub. I understand. I get you, bro.
Stop watching hockey, bro. Stop it. Right. Now that we got that sorted out, it's one of those things. Like I feel like it's something we definitely need to improve on. But right now, I'm looking at more improving on what we're doing on the pitch, certain players in certain positions, and what we could do to win that game against Bournemouth because we was in a
But
in
that's
right good.
that's what I'm trying to explain to you now. We can win the game, right, with all what we do on the pitch. But I'm just saying there's an added advantage when you have a dead ball specialist, knowing fully whether it puts the opposition player, right, the opponent, it puts them at the back. It puts them in a state of, okay, we don't know what's gonna happen. This guy could send one past the goalkeeper, or this guy could go the other way. We don't know what is going to happen. It puts them in a state of confusion. Okay, we don't know what. But when they come and face a United team that hasn't scored from the direct free kick in recent time, I would even take it as back as last year, right? No more, right? So they're like, okay, this is more like the keeper's ball, or it's going to hit the wall. I'm just saying. It's an added advantage, not like the main cost. It's just that's why I said for me, if I was to take Olise, it's just that. But I'm not too keen about the Olise thing. I'm not too, because I've looked the guy. We want players that will be available, right? It's not a case of come play maybe 33% of our games in the season. What happens to the rest 67? Maybe in the next 67, we might actually need you to show up, but you're not there. So that's what I'm saying. For me, I'm just talking about the set piece, nothing more. So but tomorrow, like we're speaking about tomorrow's game, I've already said it, I'm not going to give much away, but I'm just saying, for me, a clean sheet is a must. I don't know why, but if you want to find out, maybe join me later. But a clean sheet is a must. See, if we keep a clean sheet, we win the game. That's all I have to say for that tomorrow's game. And the players should not come do this thing where they played so well against Liverpool, and now because it's Bournemouth, okay, anything can fly. I'm not having that at all tomorrow. If I get the sense of that, then man, the match reaction would not be easy, would not be nice.
That's
Would not be
Vegeta channel
nice.
there, guys. So if you guys want to give him a little subscribe and check out what his views are, this is his channel link. I just drop it in the chat for you guys who want to get it. Right? Don't be afraid to smash a like and subscribe to Vegeta's channel. Big up. The game tomorrow, it's gonna be a tough game. I'm not gonna say, at the same time, I'm not gonna say we're gonna walk over. We're not going to walk over Bournemouth. But at the same time, I
Mhm,
will say this: we definitely will score a couple goals on Bournemouth tomorrow. I think
mhm,
the last couple games for me is one of those things where I'm starting to feel like the players showing up more than they're not really playing in the game. Because
mhm.
to be fair, they haven't really shown up in the game against Fulham. But look at the last two games; there was top of the mark. You know what I mean? It's really and truly the game being taken away from us that we lost those
Mhm.
2 games. And it was one of those things where I feel like is difficult. It's difficult, as a fan, as a coach, as a player. The
Mhm.
results going the way it's been going. It's just one of those seasons that's just been up and down, up and down. Not really too consistent, but that's all contributes to the fact that we lacking. We had so many different players out in different moments. Right when we was picking up our winning streak, we lose Hoyland. Right when we was picking up our winning streak before, we lose Martinez. It was just too many things and too many issues. But going into the game tomorrow, we have a young centre back coming in. He's performed well in the game that he played last time. Looking forward to a good performance from him. So that thing that improves our defensive ability because he's very mobile. As you can see with his chase down pace, and Dalo Dalo is Dalo. I mean, Wan Bissaka, hopefully, he had the races in this game because he didn't start the last 2 games well. Had good performances in the moments in the games, but also with the penalty that was given against him, I think that was a difficult one. You know what I mean? But at the same time, he was having a little few moments where he was a little bit clumsy with challenges during the game. So it was, yeah, you know what I mean? But the positive for me is that the attackers have been creating chances in the last few games and scoring chances. So I feel like it's one of those things where you could sit here and say we can't break a low block, but then we beat Everton, who's play a low block, Sean Dyche ball. You know what I mean?
I don't think
Handsomely.
it's I don't see for me tomorrow, right? It's gonna be what has Ten Hag learned from the first game because the first game they kind of played five at the back, and when they attack us, right, they come expansively, right? They come out. So, but before we could get the ball and get back to them, so when they're attacking us, they make sure they leave that four at the back, right? So it's more like from a five right behind the ball when we attack them. When they attack us, they still maintain that shape of four at the back. They find a way to just keep it such that when we catch them on the counter, we always have bodies to actually come against, right? So for me, what has it to be a case of what has Ten Hag learned from the first encounter with them, and how do we break them down? Or like I said, we have to keep a clean sheet. And also one thing that should be paramount is we'd have to be clinical. If you look at the game between Liverpool and Atalanta yesterday, Atalanta did exact same thing United did um what should I call it? Atlanta did the same thing United did against Liverpool, but just that Atlanta was very clinical, right? When they attacked and it was a goal scoring opportunity, they didn't miss it. They did not miss it. Skamaka was on point. So that's what for me should be happening tomorrow. When we attack and we get a sniff of a goal, boom. I don't see all those stats of 28 shots on goal and it's not my thing. Those 24 8 shots on goal, 5 on target. It's not my thing. My thing is 5 shots on goal, 5. If you want to give me 3, convert 3. Let's have 3, and I'm glad. Trust me. If you want, if you give me 5 shots on goal, you might be shooting a lot. I don't care about you. Give me 5 shots on goal and convert 3. I am happy because it's not a standard team for me. It's not like, okay, so what happens when your position? We saw against Liverpool, they had 14 shots on goal attempt right in the first half. Had about what? Had about was it 3? What's that? 14 to 3. What's that? Like, what is actually that? That to me, that doesn't mean United didn't have any shot goal attempt, shot on target, but I think they had was it 0 shots on goal. But in the second half, what happened? Liverpool at the end of the day had 28 goal attempts. Five, no, they had 2 more than us. They had 9. We had 7 or 6. They had 9 shots on target. We had what? 5 or 6 shots on target, and we were able to get 2 out of those. That's the kind of thing I'm talking. Don't give me 28 and you're just hitting 9 on target, and of the 9 on target, you're not converting more than 3 or more than no. Bro, no, man. So for me, it have to be clinical. And with the way we are, we don't score a lot of goals, but we tend to create some chances. So we have to be clinical. Those I know goal difference comes into play when you're on the same number on points with whoever is beneath you or above you, right? You can improve on that. But I'm saying at the moment we need every point should count. 3 points should be the marks that we could get, and that should be the aim, right? So be clinical. If you get a chance, don't think I'm going to get another one next time. Get that one at the back of the net, or make the keeper make a save. Let's know that there was an effort to actually put the ball at the back of the net, but the keeper was exceptional that day and he saved it. That's all, man. That's all.
100% big up to that, you know. I feel like it's one of those things where we need to just come out there and do our and give our as best a performance as we can, you know. Just, you know, it's like it's funny, you know, you just want to see the basics. You just want the team to come out and do what they we know they can do. You know, like in the different situations, we know these teams that have talented defenders, we have talented attackers, we have talented midfielders. You know, we want to see a good performance, giving them from basically, you know, start with energy, start with keeper intensity, hold a good tempo, and let the tactics work. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I
Um,
think
Mental, to answer your question,
nah,
maybe
that not
Mark is gonna.
happening. I ain't
For
think that
me,
happening.
for me, I'd
It
rather
shouldn't
just.
happen.
It shouldn't. That's the word. Shouldn't. It shouldn't. If for me, the likes of Johnny Evans, right? We know for sure. We know for sure. Maybe I don't think they're going to renew his contract. Varane is
Yeah, they
leaving, and
renewed
was
Johnny Evans' contract already, bro.
they renewed it. So those you could give those guys time. Let these guys cook. For me, for sure, if you want to move Shaw on, I'm not in objection. But bring rushing him back and only to prolong the matter, no, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not. If because whether we like it or not, if these guys were playing for my country, Nigeria, right, and they are at this stage, and we know the Euros or the African Cup of Nations is like a month or two away, right? I want them ready for me. Like I was pissed when Taiwo when he didn't play for Nigeria. I was very pissed, right? So for me, this season, manage the players that you can manage. There's no point giving them another set of injury, and before we know, we might not even see them in the Euros. We might end not even see them come start of the during the preseason because they're injured for some reason. And beginning of the new season, we still have this whole injury crisis hovering over our head. And I'm like, no, no, no. Get everybody fresh. Let everybody go for preseason. Do what they want to do. If they want to go for the Euros, let them go for the Euros. Don't rush anybody back. Don't no.
I think I would just say this. I think Shaw
The
is done
Champions
at
League.
United. I think Shaw done at United. So I just go and say it like this. Don't be surprised if Shaw is one of the first names they hear being sold at the opening of the transfer window because Luke
Um,
Shaw injury record, he's been here a decade. I don't think they're gonna hold on to that much longer because availability is a big issue, and you know people not paying attention to the fact that we have a guy who's talk about marginal gains at the head of the spearheading a revision. You know what I mean? So it's one of
mental.
those things where you have to look at it from the perspective where you know they're not gonna like that. Pay Luke Shaw 200K to be what sit on the bench half the season again next season if he get injured. Nope,
On
that's
the
not happening.
I share in that thought, Mark. I share in that thought because if you look at it from Luke Shaw should be what 30, if I'm not mistaken. If he's approach, should be approaching 30, right? And is right now you could tell like maybe the injury it's beginning to like raise ugly head again, and he's having that time that lapse right in terms of fitness, and so I feel like for me, if you want to have Luke Shaw, it should be a bench option, and you have to review his contract, how they say, is it revise or review, whatever it is, right? His contract, and make him know, okay, this contract, if you want to get a new contract, we're going to do this term. It's going to be on a reduced pay and all of that. If he's not accepting, then put him up for sale. Get the move we made with Malasia. Unfortunately, it didn't go well because the guy had an injury. Like they had to operate. It's something that they had to fix now, so it doesn't become a problem later, right? However, his rehabilitation has been the problem. You could make such move again for other players. There are players out there, South America, even in Europe, that you could get for 15 to 25 million that could do a job, but not just do a job, if that are good at their job. Because
Yeah, I
sometimes we,
mean,
we tend to look at the big names, but we forgot that the big names actually they started small.
I mean, it's one of those things for me. Like you know how I just look at the football. You know, like Mental was asking a question earlier, what I think about about the youngster Jack Kingdom coming in. You know, and I think everyone's gonna like him a lot. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you are
don't
the
be
you are.
shocked if you see him standing next to Kwambala in the second half for like with 20 minutes to go and Harry Maguire on the bench.
What's his height
Because
like? What's his
this
height?
youngster, he had that old kind of mindset, that old school kind of vibes. It has certain plays when you in your heart or hearts go and say, yeah, boy, we should play it out from the back, but you would prefer to clear. This guy is clear bad balls. You know what I mean? You ever hear that saying, clear that bad ball? Clear it.
Mhm.
He don't waste, he don't mix no matters. Joe Kingdom. He's a very decisive centre back, very aggressive. He could read the game well from what I've seen him playing in the youth. And well, I mean, that's the youth, I mean. But like they said, he was captain from a lot of games this season in 8 games. And,
Mhm.
in the games that he captained, we won well, he played well. And I look forward to seeing him getting his chance, even if it's a last 10 minutes while we in the lead against Bournemouth to finish the game. But he's a big guy, he's quick, very good on the ball, and he's not afraid to put a tackle in. So I would look forward to it. And as I say
Let,
that about Luke Shaw, I don't really have anything against Luke Shaw, to be fair. I just don't really rate him that much. And I think it's about time that we move him on because he's always
my
injured
my
and
take is about
unavailable.
not rating. My thing is not about rating. It's about time. Like they need to be. You know how you run a 4x100 relay or 4x400 relay. They need to be exchange of baton, right? So who somebody needs to come in now where we know he's the one taking over. If you know what I mean, is the one taking over.
True.
Who was it? Was it who was leaving the club? Who was forced to leave the club that we had to get Ronaldo? I think I can't remember who was he. I can't remember, but I knew that when we were getting, I think it was Beckham or somebody, right? We were actually replacing. It was a slow progression, putting Ronaldo into that right wing spot, and this is something we've not seen at United in a long while. This is something we've not seen in not just in the front attacking line, also in the defense. We've not seen the progression. You saw what Jose Mourinho was trying to do when he said, "Get me Dalo." He was trying to do the progression thing as well. Like, okay, I'm gonna nurture this guy. This guy's gonna take over the right back from. Those are the when we were letting Van der Sar go, this man brought what's his name, they hair, right? So it's all of this. So when you see these players, you know, okay, this one is the future. It's
And
not a
yeah, I
stopgap.
understand that, but it's like we had Alvaro, bro. And I'd be honest, a lot of
I
people
don't
think we
think
go and
I
sell
don't think
Alvaro,
I don't think
but I tell
Alvaro
him,
is the
man,
guy,
the
bro.
reason
But
why Alvaro been on loan is so he could gain different experience because he coming back to replace Luke Shaw. Yes, Harry Mas go and get moved up, but we're not sure if Malacia going to be back in time for the season next season. You know what I mean? And if you look at it this way, we could possibly bring in remember I did a stream talking about some targets that we're going to look at, some young defenders, 21, 19, 19, 18. Those guys might be the guys coming in 18.5 million, 17.5, 20 million. That's 60 million spent, 3 defenders in. And these 3 young defenders are top of the ratings in terms of performances and consistency, stats and ability, and they all have the talent to go to the next level. So if they could take those steps, when you look at it like this, there's also been reports that we've been interested in Alejandro Baldi from Barcelona. Who's to know we don't go in and get him? I just think, looking at it prospectively, we will be also looking at players who have a more fit, more availability than just players based on talent. You know what I mean? Because
oh yeah, 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 yeah,
Luke
yeah,
Shaw is
yeah.
a good talent. It's just that he have that problem with being fragile. Not as bad as Martial, but last season he only played 25 games. So it's one of those things.
Yeah,
You
Vegeta
know what
is
I
saying
mean?
we need to spend more money on the left back, two center back, a DM, and most definitely a striker who can score. For me, I think Ineos will make uh, a marquee signing. Might not be expensive,
The Marquis
might
signing
be.
not gonna be a striker though. I could tell all of that
I
from
know.
now.
I'm not saying a strike. I'm just saying they will make a marquee signing that most of us will see. A lot of United fans will be like, okay, this is what we need, right? Might. I'm not saying what's the definition of marquee? Something important, right? So I'm just looking like it like that. So, yeah. But I agree with Vegeta right there. A left back is a must. You can have the club the size of United and don't have a registered left back at the moment. That's that makes me laugh every time I look at the lineup. I'm like Wan Bissaka or Dalot being shoved to the left. I know you could do that, but you should have a registered left back, right? Yeah, two centre back is a must. Varane would definitely leave. Yeah. So for me, yeah, a striker. I'd rather go. If you ask me right now, right here, I'd rather go with someone in the same age bracket as Hoyland, maybe with slightly a different skill set, such that when Hoyland is coming off or the guy is coming or is on, it gives you a different it gives you a different output. So when Hoyland is coming on, so it's a different personality as well. So the defenders are like, okay, we don't know how they're in a state of, okay, how do we adjust, because this guy's way different from the other guy, if you know what I mean. So it's I remember then when we used to have Banis Roy. He's a box guy, he's the box guy, he's terrain, he built, I always call Banis Roy the GSM, goal scoring machine, right? He's always in the box. But when we got Saha, it was somebody that could hit the ball from outside, and it's a different type of striker. There was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, different type of striker. So when these guys are coming on, the defenders are like, "Yo, man, what is happening? We're not dealing with somebody that just wants to marry the box. Now we're dealing with somebody that could be in the box, can be out of the box, can So
I mean,
that's what I'm and. In my opinion, maybe a Sesco would be an option, or go to Brazil and get
I
us
hear
somebody that, or Leonardo, that Leonardo kid you always make mention
nah,
of.
you know, daggone cost me money, bro. Leonardo signed to PSG. To Benfica,
Oh, Benfica. Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's scoring goals at Benfica right now. That going to cost
Uh,
about a 70 million when it could have cost 12. So right now, you gotta leave Leonardo alone.
the truth is, Vegeta, the truth about this, oh, we need a seasoned striker, right? So Oiland needs to mentor himself. You,
Okay, first of all, before you answer that question, I want Sivita to tell us who is a seasoned striker. Because here what I telling man, right? If you want Hoyland to learn from a seasoned striker, it had to be my categories for seasoned must have won a trophy, a big
yeah,
trophy, whether it's
one.
a league title or
Yeah,
UCL or
yeah.
Europa, right? One. Two, must have consistently been one of the best defenders in his career
Attackers.
at least in his league. You know what I mean? So for me, if I had to say that, bro, I want GB should be here because I go and say it right now, bro. We either we go and we get better we go and get
Giroud.
Mr. Man from Milan, brother.
Oliver
Giroud.
Giroud.
Get Giroud,
Because
bring
when you
him in
talk
for
of,
1 year.
yeah,
He will be supplemental. He not going to expect to start. Because the man could even goal keep. If he was
my
to get a
thing
red
is,
card from Onana, he go in post and
when
save.
you talk about season striker to mentor the kid, right? It has to be someone in this that has almost the same skill set as Hoyland,
Yeah,
right?
but Giroud
You
have
can
a similar skill set.
No, no,
Good
no.
feet, quick on the ball,
And I'm
6
not
feet
saying that. I'm
something.
not saying
Good
Giroud doesn't. I'm
heading.
not talking about the example of Giroud. I'm just saying when we talk about season striker, because a lot of people be like, okay, go get this person, go get that person, right? But you want he or she to, I'm sorry, he to mentor Hoyland, right? But what if the two of them, their type of play is opposite? So what Mark is saying is, if you want to get a season striker, does this striker have it in them, the mental capacity to know when, if you're going down, you have to keep your head high up there, right there, irrespective of what the result is, irrespective of if you're not getting the service or not. You have to maintain focus and class all the time, such that sniff, it's a goal.
That's why I
Because
saying. That's why I telling man get Giroud. He's a winner. He knows how to win. He's won things. Most
see,
importantly,
a lot of
you
people
know what I
names
mean.
are names are training up now. Benzema
Men
is right
talking
there.
about Ivan Tony, Benzema, and all. You
Nah.
see, when I tell man we should get Benzema in January, you see, men was
But see,
men
the
was
truth is,
vain, man.
people, United fans, they like to just be a little bit chaotic. Let me use the word. Let me not say dramatic, chaotic. Because
But yeah, what you
and
already stating here is a good idea too, Drex. There's an
I would
out of the
still
box situation, and I feel like it's a
Cavani,
very good idea,
or maybe even,
Organize a
yeah.
Cavani or a Zlatan or a Van Persie to come in and be the striker coach. Telling you,
I, I, I,
anyone out
but
of them three
but they
men?
have but they have Benny McCarthy.
Benny getting fired, bro. You know why?
No, I'd say I don't know why, but I don't know why. But Benny, when you talk about these names you've called
No, but Benny's a good
100%.
striker. I read Benny
Yeah,
McCarthy. Yeah?
yeah.
Benny
These
McCarthy
names you
score some
called
big
are
big
hundred
goals and
percent
things. He's a
honest,
good striker.
beautiful. Zlatan will end up fly booting or spin.
Bro, I watched somebody fly kick Rashford too, to be fair. So
Van
let he
Persie,
come in on the
100,
scene.
100%. The names, yeah, mama, the names you put right
Hey,
there, bro, man, they would.
man them. I just wanted to say something. Anyone all you see what's his name, boy? Is Kai Van Persie? Brother.
Oh, Van
Small
Persie's
man
son.
is a beast of a striker. He's a beast. I see small man play some
Man,
games.
mental man, ball game is saying Van Persie would be a good option for coach. Zlatan, Mike. So, oh yes, because Zlatan talking to you and you're doing come off. Oh my days. Oh my. I think someone like Zlatan or Eric Cantona, man, they might, I might be wrong, but they might have the same kind of
Nah,
temperament.
Rick
Like,
Cantona calm down, man. He chilling now since don't play football. He don't want to kick nobody again, you know what I
no,
mean?
I'm not saying about kicking. I'm saying the kind of temperament, what they demand, like the demand that they will be
I
placing
mean,
on you.
I mean,
Yeah,
listen, it's either you have it or you don't have it, you know, bro. The
true, bro.
reality is
True,
reality. Some things
true.
you can't learn. Some things you can't teach men speed. You can't teach men mentality. You can try to coach them, but I mean, if you ain't gate, you ain't gate. If you ain't born with it, you don't have it. It's just one of those things.
No, 100%. I agree with this statement, Javita. I do agree with you. Do like, yeah, I agree. I agree. You have to mix it up. You have to mix it up. That's why we have. That's why we as fans we talk from the point of okay, what we know, what we've seen over the years, right? We're not specialists in the DOF and all of that. We have people for that, and that's why the club is paying is going to be looking to see how they can get Dan Ashworth from Newcastle. Why? That's the reason why they brought Wilcox in. That's the reason why Omar Barada and the other names that are going to join soon, right? That's the reason why they're going to be there because they're going to look at these things and say, okay, this, the model Chelsea are using at the moment. That's a very drab model. We have to come up with something that is unique, specific, and productive.
I
You
mean,
understand what I'm
I don't
saying?
want the
So
model
that's
like what Chelsea having and Gainer
and Todd
Mooney's.
Bowley. Todd Bowley
And to be
made.
fair, guys, Gainer
Mhm.
Mooney's for 20 something million or 30 million from Fulham
Fulham.
is not going to be a bad buy. Now we
Oh, I
could
like
still
Moyes.
spend
I
that
like
20
Moyes.
million or 30
I like
million on
Moyes.
Mooney's and still go in the market
And look
and
for
get
somebody else. A young,
somebody
yeah,
else
yeah.
experience, you know what I mean?
I
Like
like Moyes.
Aboya Mayoral from
Wait.
Getafe
I
is
didn't
a
see
good
this
signing.
comment. I didn't see this comment. Tony for 30 to 40. Bro, man.
Bro, I not even
Vegeta.
30 million
Vegeta.
20, brother. Because here my
Maybe you are just putting a name out there for us to
Boya
actually.
Mayoral. You getting that fella. You getting like go Getafe, buy Boya Mayoral, bring Mason Greenwood back here. You have a relationship with Greenwood. You don't have a connection there. Bang, 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 bang. Link up already started. They done playing together for a whole season. You understand?
I don't think honestly I like this comment also, but I don't think the likes of maybe Vidic might be a coach, but Scholes, I don't see him as a good coach.
Now,
Scholes
Scholesy, you see how going
is
on? Scholesy old school, you know.
I think
So you
Scholes is
had
one
to
of those
watch and
players
learn
that
from
we
schools. You gotta
no,
watch and learn
yes.
from schools.
Yes, but if you want to be that, you have to take. It's like the case of being an understudy. Take this person's videotape
Bruv,
and watch
mental.
because someone
You're
like
lucky you're
Scholes.
not on stream, you know, because I'd have sent Ben here for this comment. You
Wait,
like get
Lukaku
immediate
might be
sin bin
available
for
at
this
the.
comment.
Oh my
Just
Jesus!
want you to know, my brother, this is a sin binable offense here. This
Not
is
the
not
sin.
cool.
This is a suspension offense right here. Sin bin suspension 1 week.
You understand? Because that guy, Lukaku,
Lukaku,
the rubbish that we
really?
should have never pick up at the side of the road,
I don't like
man,
calling people rubbish, but Lukaku.
bro, he's
What
rubbish,
did you
bro.
see in
Come
Lukaku
on.
that makes you think he would come and just man?
Vegeta, I tell man this, you know. Men don't know, you know. Men not seeing the truth, you know. Men seeing a blurred line right now. They're not seeing the goal line. This guy coming on the scene,
Now
we
I
get
get
this
you.
guy back. You know, listen to me, fellas. I just want everybody watching. You can be mad at me now for 10
Wait.
years.
Who brought Vegeta? You know not to bring Mason Greenwood up when it's 1 minute mark already. That's gonna take us. And I don't.
All
But in
right,
fact,
nah,
I'm
nah,
going to
nah,
wrap
nah,
up
nah.
this stream.
Yeah,
You know not to
keep it
bring
short. I'm keeping
Greenwood
it
in
short.
when we talk about
Listen to me.
strikers,
Listen to me.
please.
Listen to me. Right? You want a attacker that go and go to the byline. You want an attacker that go and beat the man first time every time. You
Yeah,
want
it's
an
that
attacker
guy.
who go and when he get in a position, he either go and cross or you go and
Oh,
shoot, and it's
shoot.
probably going to be a goal.
Yeah.
You want an attacker who left foot or right foot,
Oh,
you had to defend him well. Get the homie back. And guys, you know what?
Vegeta, yo,
We
guys,
ain't
I'm
do a
gonna.
match prediction here tonight because he doing a stream later. This one here on this side of the screen here. That one there, no, on that side. He on that side, right? He doing a match prediction for the screen later. Hopefully at a reasonable time, right? Before we do happy hour. So here
Oh
was
yeah,
the
it's
plan.
gonna be before happy
Normally,
hour.
I would usually, pull up the screen for me to do the player
Yeah.
selections and we'll pick a 11 for me to post on Twitter. But Vegeta not here. So I want Vegeta in the building. So here what we're doing, right? When he posts the stream, Vegeta, I will update you. Mental Yali, we going over to the Hub Sports stream and we will be building our 11 for starters of the game. We're going to pick 11 players who we think want to start. And let me see if we get it right with almost identical to what Ten Hag did because you
Yeah.
know what?
Guys, I'm gonna tell you this, right? I'm gonna tell you for free. When you're on Max stream, right, of MUFC Raiders TV, try to make sure you blacklist the word Greenwood from your keyboard or from you. So when you want to type Greenwood, it comes as or comes, so that because the minute you drop Greenwood in the chat, you just took Mark to another level. Mark, you just took Mark to another level, guys. So guys, don't forget, don't
Yo,
forget, like
listen. I just want men to know I back in them 100%, and I know. I just have a feeling that Phil Jim Radcliffe going and bring this fella back in and tell the fan and tell the media to hold that because
mhm,
it just screaming attitude. It scream big cojones. It scream
mm,
confidence. You know what I mean? And so Jim Radcliffe strike me as that kind of guy. He like to make statements. So I just having that opinion because of a strange feeling I have in, and you know what? If it happens, it happens. But I just wanted to mention another thing right before we go really quickly, guys. Real quick on the scene. Right? Check this
uh,
out, fellas. Right? Check this one out because this is where it gets interesting for the summer.
oh, that's nice. I like
Right?
this.
So let's go and look at
Just
let's
the
read the
headline. Just the
headlines.
headline is okay for
Let's go
me.
and
I
give
like
you
the
all the
headline.
headline. Inter Milan's interest in Wan-Bissaka could see both clubs swap right backs this summer. And if you don't know who Inter Milan right back is, it's Denzel
Dumfries.
Dumfries.
Dumfries. Oh man, that's a. I know the. I don't know about the. I don't want to bother myself about the intricacies about that's got to do with swap, but it will be. But for some reason, I love Wan-Bissaka, but it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
But listen to what I'm saying. Alejandro Garnacho, little brother, hats off to you, bro. Trolling Jamie Carragher. Big up to him. You know what I mean? Keeping it Red Devil all the way. The rivals are bitter. And yeah, bro, anyone who don't want to name him is because he's feared. Feared by all the defenders in the league who will cry
You know
tears
what? Let's
when
let's
this
end
game
this.
under the
Let's
team.
end this stream. Let's end this stream. Don't
Right?
let's
So
not
we're
go
gonna
back.
end the stream, Dave. It's one of those things. Big up to everyone watching. Big up to you. Big up to you, Drex, my bro. Thanks for coming in. I
No
couldn't do the
problem.
stream
Anytime.
without you. Big up to you,
Anytime.
Vegeta Sama. Big up to you, Yali Malmin. Mental Ball Game. Big up to you, my bro. Catch you later as well. Hope you guys have a good evening. Don't forget to join us.
Yeah, guys, please
When
don't
we're live
forget to
later on.
follow Diop Sport. It's
Don't forget to
Diop
smash
Sport
a like for
on
Diop Sports
YouTube.
and
You go
look
there,
out
you
for the
just
notification because Diop
yeah,
Sports is
please,
gonna be
yes.
live
In
probably
about
2 hours or 3 hours from now. 2 hours from
3 hours,
now.
between 2 hours and 3 hours from now. I should make it's gonna be see, guess what? It's gonna be a short stream, 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes. Then so that we could all get everything wrapped up and have time to rest and before we meet up for the happy hour stream. Guys, I really appreciate all of you taking out your time to come join us on this stream, give us good support and all of that. Really appreciate you. We won't be here without you guys. We'll just be making noise on the airspace and big up
Big up
yourself.
Yali.
Take
Big
it
up
easy. Oh,
Drex.
Yali, you're having fun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, let's share some of that massacre because we coming fade later. Big up. You don't know what time
All
it
right.
is. Right? So, fellas, Everyone joining us, thank you for having us. Those of you on X, don't forget to smash a like, hit a retweet. Don't forget, if you have the chance, come across to YouTube, smash a like, leave a comment. It helps the channel grow. Trying to get to 200, hopefully get to 500 by the end of the month. I don't know, but it's a monumental task. Don't know if you all could help me get 300 new subscribers, but I would be really grateful. And don't forget, check out D Hub Sports. It's my buddy Drex. We're always usually doing streams together. Vegeta, for some reason, the software didn't like you today, bro. They didn't want to hear you. But I know you're gonna get them comments in later on D Hub Sports, so you can catch us there. Probably it's going to be around 8 p.m. UK time,
Yeah. Yeah.
but be there or be square. Catch you guys later. It's been your boys bringing you the daily update, the match preview. Manchester United away to Bournemouth as they go to face the Cherries, who defeated them earlier on this season in December. But you know what, guys? It's one of those things where you never know. Man United might just be getting that revenge that we all been searching for. And a good performance, 3 points. It might not. It might be a very long and slim shot in the dark to make, but never know what might happen because if the teams in Europe win their games in the next leg, then top five is definitely going to be CL. So we need to be there. Big up to all of you watching. Thanks again, and I'm going to catch you all later.